Tommy's gonna taste the gin so that you don't have to. Let you save your money, yeah, that's what Tommy wants. Minimal dilution, cause we wanna taste the gins. But if the gins are bad, then we will throw them in the bin. Now let's hand it over to Tommy, who is gonna taste. He's gonna get all rowdy and shout up the place. Hey, and welcome back to Tommy Taste, the channel where I taste the gin so that you don't have to. And as with every week, we're going to be trying that gin neat. And the gin that we'll be trying neat this week is no less than Muma Gin. This is a gin that comes from the south of Italy, Puglia to be precise. And it is what we call a terroir gin.
Hey, fantastico, terroir gin is back.
From the poetic claptrap that Muma calls information on its website, this is something that's trying to sell itself more as a ridiculous Jean-Paul Gaultier perfume. Allow me to demonstrate.
A to the sides of an octagon shaping Muma. A to the senses that are felt in Muma experience. A to the ingredients of Italian Muma Gin. 6 selected botanicals, seawater, and a secret ingredient.
That is the main description of Muma. If you're interested in finding out just how you can be so Mediterranean like Muma is, then there's also 10 more pages of this ridiculous shit compiled on their website. What can we deduce from that? It has 8 different ingredients that make up Muma Gin, 6 botanicals, purified seawater, and 1 secret ingredient. What's the secret ingredient? It better be fucking good, because this gin costs money. This is 39 euros, and I'm not convinced it's actually available in the UK. And not only 39 euros for a 500 milliliter bottle, making it around 50-ish for a standard 700 milliliter bottle. What botanicals go into this? Well, unsurprisingly, juniper, because it's a fucking gin, and then things like coriander, lemon peel, orange peel, iris, nothing terribly special because it's a 6 botanical gin. Purified seawater, yeah, I guess we're going to get like a little bit of salinity out of that perhaps. And the secret ingredient, well, given that this is 39 euros, I'm hoping that it's a 20 euro note because 19 euros is a more acceptable price for a gin probably of this caliber. But that's enough dissing of Muma Gin. I think we should get it in the glass and actually have a little taste.
Allow me to dazzle you with some more Muma marketing bullshit. Quality is A, the good taste, with a pinch of boldness.
So there we have it, a nice clean measure there of Muma Gin. Let's get our nose in there and have a whiff.
Mystery, the desire to discover what is yet to come. The early morning light caressing the stone walls.
So it's a perfectly pleasant smelling gin. I think that's the best thing to say. The citrus really comes to the fore. You don't get a hell of a lot of juniper. Whether like they're trying to focus on the terroir, then yeah, great. But at the same time, orange and lemon is such an overused thing within gin. And don't get me wrong, it's overused because it's good. But it's hard to really get terroir out of oranges and lemons. So there's nothing that smells particularly fancy about this gin. It just smells a bit like a citrus bomb. Maybe there's a little bit of salinity in there, maybe there's a little bit of florality. Let's see what this guy has to say about the Jean-Paul Gaultier gin.
I see her. I want her. She is what she is. She sees, but she is blind. She has legs, but she has no legs. She is alive, but she is dead. She's a woman, but she's a monkey. And I know that I want her because she is what she is. And what she is a blind, dead, disabled monkey. And I know that I want her. Shalimar by Goulan.
What the fuck does it smell of?
Let's have a taste.
The British adverts in France, they're the most pretentious in the world.
I see her on beach. She's got it in her hand. It's a pie. I love pies.
So the good news is that there's nothing bad about this gin, but there's nothing really great about it either. It's really well made. It's clean. The citrus really zings around your mouth and it's very pleasant. In fairness, I think that a cold, dark apartment in Berlin is possibly not the best place to be drinking this gin. I think this would work really nicely as like a nice aperitivo when you're in Puglia. I'm just not convinced that it actually travels outside of that region. Kind of like when ouzo tastes like shit when you bring it home from Greece, or I don't know, just like the fact that you couldn't imagine drinking a pint of bitter on Hawaii. It just doesn't quite work. I guess you kind of have to be there, but I guess if you were in Italy drinking this, I'd be pretty pleased with it. There is a little bit of salinity in there, but the finish is all citrusy, and it may as well just kind of be like a dry limoncello that has gin-like qualities at this point in time. I'm hoping that the ice is going to set this alight a little bit. A nice clear chill filtered gin.
But wait, it's not a pie. It's like a pie, but it's smaller, and inside it's peas and carrots and gravy.
One of the things I really like about this gin is that it tastes completely different when you put it on ice. The salinity really jumps to the fore. The citrus goes right to the back. Nice refreshing citrus finish, but with a nice kind of slightly more earthy salinity up front. And I really, really like that about this gin. It's really, really pleasant. It is a bit boring though. I still feel that at 39 euros, I'm getting cheated big time. When you consider things like Mermaid are cheaper, or Edinburgh Seaside, which try to do kind of similar things, maybe less citrus focused, but they have the salinity and the earthiness about them. This just feels a little too normal, too easy, too boring. And at 39 euros, this can fuck off. Let's just pop a little bit of tonic in there and see if anything changes big time. Just a splash going in. Cheers.
And I know that I want it, because it is what it is, and what it is pasties by Ginster.
It's more of the same. The nice earthy salinity that was there with the ice stays there, and it actually cuts through the tonic really well, which for a 41.8% gin, I'm pleasantly surprised by. And one of the things that really worried me going into tasting this gin is the fact that it actually doesn't have a fixative as part of its botanicals. Generally speaking, every gin will contain a proportion of either angelica or orris root. These work like an egg does in a cake by binding all of the botanicals together and kind of making more of a cohesive gin flavour rather than just like odd little botanical things shooting off. And that's why I think on the nose and initially on the palate when it was neat, that's why the citrus over-dominated, because it wasn't being reined in. And it took a little bit of dilution to actually bring the whole thing together. I'd be really interested to try this gin if they went back to it and reapproached it with a fixative. Who knows, maybe the secret ingredient is a fixative, but why that should ever be a secret ingredient, God only knows. As far as I'm concerned, that secret ingredient should still be 20 euros. And would I buy this gin for 19 euros? Probably not. It's not that it's a bad gin. Again, if we're going to do numbers, this is a 6 out of 10. It's boring, but it's really well made and not without its merits. But I want a higher ABV, I want more complexity, and it's just all round dull. Particularly when at 19 euros, for an extra 3 euros, you could get Needle Masterpiece, the king of gins in this price range. This is simply not good enough. At 39 euros, I'm sorry, I'd rather have a Ginster's pasty. Arrivederci!
Yeah, like and subscribe, girl. Like and subscribe. What? Like and subscribe. Whip it out.